Now you'd think that Nashville is is the capital of country, and it is. You wouldn't necessarily associate soul music with Nashville, but such is the case with the song at number 30 on WTBC's playlist. The oldie stations do not play this version anymore. Robert Knight, "Everlasting Love," the original version, the fall of 1967. All they play is the freaking Carl Carlton version from 1974, which admittedly was a bigger hit than the Robert Knight version. At number 30 on WTBC's playlist the week of October the 27th, 1967. Now, here's the deal. There's a big Nashville connection, as I already mentioned. Robert Knight was born in Franklin, Tennessee. That's up near Nashville. And as a matter of fact, Paramore they're also from Franklin, Tennessee, but that's much later. And also the guys who wrote the records, Matt Gaden and Buzz Cason. They ran a record label. It's called the Rising Sun label. They took Robert Knight under their wing and they wrote "Everlasting Love" for him. Now, both these guys, particularly Matt Gaden, had a country background. He was a session guitarist. He played in a country band called Area Code 615. Buzz Cason formed Nashville's first rock and roll band called the Casuals. So we're talking some major musical background on these two producers of the song "Everlasting Love." They wanted Robert Knight. They wrote this song for Robert Knight. They wanted him to record this song under the same vein as the Four Tops and the Temptations. In other words, they wanted, to break it down to its brass tacks. They wanted Robert Knight to sound Motown on this record. And boy, were they successful. Because when I first heard it, I thought, man, this sounds like the Four Tops. This sounds like Motown, man. But off the Rising Sun label, but Robert Knight's version went to number 13 in England. "Everlasting Love" was just huge, but not by Robert Knight. His version was beat out by a group called Love Affair. Love Affair took their version of "Everlasting Love" to number 1 in Britain in 1968. And later on, here in the States, Rex Smith, I'm sorry, I can't resist it. I'm thinking about that song he did in 1979. Dadgummit, what was that cheesy song he did in 79? I'm trying to remember what it was. Was "You Take My Breath Away" or something like that? Him and Rachel. I'm sorry, I know it's unprofessional, but I can't resist Rex Smith. Well, Rex Smith and Rachel, I'm sorry, Rex Smith and Rachel Sweet, rather, they recorded a version of "Everlasting Love" in 1981, which went to number 32. But then in the mid-90s, a fantastic version by Gloria Estefan. Sort of a dance version, if I remember correctly, upbeat. She did a version in 1995 that was really nice. But anyway, and I apologize, I wasn't trying to make fun of Rex Smith. I just couldn't help it. Robert Knight, "Everlasting Love" at number 30, produced by Matt Gaden and Buzz Cason, and off of WTBC's playlist from 1967.